Yesterday, Walmart, which is the world's largest retailer, announced that it is now taking sides in the gun debate. The company announced it will no longer sell handgun ammunition in its stores, nor, Walmart says, will it stock common rifle rounds that can be, quote, also used in large capacity clips on military-style weapons. And then the company went even further than that. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon issued a strident statement calling on Congress to ban many semi-automatic rifles that Americans have, as well as to seize firearms from some Americans who have not been convicted of a crime or even charged with anything. For a company that operates primarily in rural America, all of this was a big step. How do rural Americans feel about it? Well, we can only guess at that. There's not a lot of polling going on in Tudot, Montana or Roxbury, Maine. But we do know that in the most expensive parts of New York City and Washington and Los Angeles, all the smart people were deeply impressed. They love Walmart now.
You know, good for Walmart for doing this. And these are weapons of war.
Maybe what's actually happening here is Walmart is listening to its own customers and listening to the American people who want changes not only in the stores, but in society.
You have business being able to act in a more enlightened and more agile way than government does.
At least Walmart today announced new action, insisting that the status quo is unacceptable.
I was surprised, happily surprised. I think this is a momentous decision, a watershed moment.
So now Walmart is more, quote, enlightened than government is, says liberals. Now that's a fascinating turnaround, because for years, you'll remember, Walmart was the target of coordinated attacks from the left. Progressives used to attack the company for destroying small-town America and for exploiting workers. Walmart hired PR consultants and union busters to push back for years. But the company never really changed the way it does business. And yet somehow the left has mostly stopped attacking them. How'd that happen? Well, part of the answer is that liberals got rich and then lost interest in economics. They adopted identity issues instead. But Walmart, meanwhile, figured out that it could buy immunity from criticism from the left by mouthing left-wing pieties. That's all it takes, really. Sounding woke, and they'll leave you alone. Notice that Walmart plans to sell the remainder of its AR-15 ammunition. So this couldn't really be about saving lives, obviously. It's about the money. It's only about the money. And that's not a surprise, because there's a lot of money at stake. By revenue, Walmart is the largest company in the world. The Walton family is the richest family in America. Collectively, they're worth more than $150 billion. How'd they get so rich? Well, by selling foreign goods to domestic consumers. Cheap Chinese garbage manufactured offshore in factories that pay slave wages, wages that American manufacturers could never match. According to one study, from 2001 to 2013, America actually lost 400,000 jobs thanks to Walmart's reliance on Chinese imports. And it shows. Here's what many American towns look like today, thanks to Walmart. Here are some of the gleaming new cities that the communist Chinese government built with the profits. Look at that. Don't you wish we had that? We don't. At times, Walmart sold goods at a loss just long enough to drive American competitors out of business completely. Smaller retail and the jobs they provided just vanished. In many places, Walmart became one of the few remaining employers. As of today, more than 1.5 million Americans at any one time work at Walmart, and it's not, by and large, an improvement over what we had before, and it's not getting better. In 2005, for example, 20% of Walmart employees worked part-time at the company. Today, the majority work part-time. Why? You know why. If Walmart keeps employees' hours low enough, it can avoid paying them benefits. People can't really live like that, and Walmart knows it. But they know the federal government, that is to say you, taxpayers, will subsidize their low wages with welfare benefits. In other words, you are working so that the Walton family won't have to pay their employees enough to live. That's happening right now, but we're not talking about it because Walmart is now pushing gun control. So take 3 steps back and let's think about what's happening here. The company more responsible than any other company for destroying and degrading rural America, for making our towns uglier and cheaper and poorer, the same people who push the appalling lie that brightly colored plastic crap from China is going to make us happy, that company is now lecturing normal Americans, the very Americans they have hurt, about how immoral they are for daring to protect themselves with firearms. That's what they're saying. And everyone in Washington, New York, and Los Angeles is applauding them as they do it. It's not a good sign.